Nelson here with Duckworth Boats, and it's boat project day here on the SeaBeast. And what we're going to do is solve a chronic wet bilge problem, which occurs in every boat out there. There's just parts of your bilge that you can't possibly get dry. Okay, so now fortunately, RULE has come along with an absolute tremendous product. So first I'm going to explain the problem, then I'm going to show you the products involved that are going to help you get yourself a dry bilge and why that's important. Generally, we have several different types of pumps on the boat to service the water out of our bilge. And the most common is a little cassette with a little mount on the bottom. The problem with this pump is it can't possibly be mounted in a location to get every drop of water. Enter the RULE Dry Bilge Pump. Instead of a centrifugal pump like this is a diaphragm pump that works on suction. It has run dry protection, but the difference is it's not submersible. So we are going to mount this above the wet portion of our bilge, and we're going to get virtually every drop of water out of this bilge using the dry bilge pump. And I'm going to show you the how, and we'll go through the install right here. The problem is we want a dry bilge because Duckworth has a really nice rod holder storage area down here, but we don't want to keep reels down where there is water, or they could get salt water splashed up on them. And I'm going to fire up this pump down here, and you can see there's a little bit of water down there, not much, but it just tends to collect. But I can come over here to my switch panel and hit the forward bilge button. Now we can hear that pump running, but it is not getting any water at all. Okay, so we can't service that last little bit of water. So what we're going to do is we're going to install that dry bilge pump, and we're going to come back here to another pump that doesn't get much work. This pump actually is a protection. If you have a boat that has a marine head, then you have a floor drain. That floor drain communicates with this box down here, which stops the water from the main bilge on the deck from coming forward. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna plumb that zero water pump into this box, so we don't even have to send that water overboard. So we're kind of cheating here a little bit, because what we're doing is we're sending water that's going to be serviced by another pump. But since we don't have to lift that water very far, we can get a lot more of that water out of the boat. So, and just like that, the pump is installed through the magic of video right there. You can see same size line going in and out. And then now that business end is buried down there. And as we discussed, we just dropped the enclosed the enclosed elbow into that box, and now we're going to give that other pump some work. And I cheated a little bit and used the existing wiring for the forward bilge pump and just tapped into it. So now we're going to come over here and hit the forward bilge pump, and there we go. So now all that extra water, you can see it is leaving. So now we're achieving a lower water level in that bilge than we ever have before. So if you want to install a RULE Dry Bilge Pump, that's the way to do it. Remember, it's a suction pump rather than an impeller pump, so you got to bury the hose end really deep in the bilge, but that's the advantage of it, is it gets deeper in a bilge than any other pump. That's a RULE Dry Bilge Pump, and by using the boat's own infrastructure, that is its own switches and its other own overboards, I didn't have to drill any holes in the outside of the hull. And I didn't have to pull wires because I tapped into the existing switch. So I'm Tom Nelson of the Outdoor Line aboard the Duckworth SeaBeast, and thanks a lot. Thanks to RULE and their dry bilge pump. I have a dry bilge. We'll see you next time.